everyone, and happy Thursday. Happy Hacktoberfest. How was everyone today?
Good.
You're looking very spooky there, Jamie. Nice thematic background.
Yes, I think this is just one of the backgrounds that's available in the WikiTree account.
Nice.
I've just been using it. So otherwise it's just my living room, which is not that exciting.
Yeah, that's great. And nice to have you, Kay and Rob, both here, and both at the beginning, not having to rush in at the last minute.
Yeah.
Nice for a change. So I did invite a couple others to join us, but I don't think they're going to join us. So we'll talk about them, and other people will talk about other things that people have done around. And thank you to everyone who's here live watching us and those who are watching after the fact. So, but without further ado, over to you, Jamie.
Hello. I'm just going to post a link to the most recent weekly Hacktoberfest update. Oh, not in the private chat.
That doesn't help the regular viewers.
Yeah, so that just again kind of summarizes what sort of things you can be working on, where you can register if you haven't yet. I'm still getting new registrants. There were 3 new posts in the registration thing this morning that I talked to. Two wanted to work on Sorcerer, so probably might be hearing from them soon. And then one wants to make a new connection finder view. So I'll have to let him know once the API is ready.
Okay.
The only sticking point is option number 2 for the API, which is the relationship finder, getting back all the ancestors. That's not working right now. But hopefully once that's fixed, it can finally go live.
Oh, you mean the API will give you not just one path, but all of the paths?
I believe so. Well, it's like right now, if you use option 2, you get a status message back that says like this option is not available.
Okay.
I was testing.
But you do get a path back.
Maybe.
Oh, because I was getting a path back.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
There was only one. It was only ever one path, and I knew that I had multiple paths generally.
Yeah, so I don't know why it was working for you, but it's not working when I'm testing it.
Oh, okay.
So Brian and Alesh were looking at that this morning. So yeah, sorry it hasn't been ready yet, because I know that was one of the goals to have it ready before Hacktoberfest.
Right.
But soon.
Before the end of Hacktoberfest, can we aim for that?
Yes, that's like in a week.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, that is the aim. And plus, you guys anyone that's a developer can work on stuff all year round, so it doesn't have to be this month. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else related to Hacktoberfest. Let me look at the post. The only other thing is I did send an email to all participants earlier this week. Did anyone get it? Because I didn't get any responses, so I'm not even sure if it went out properly.
Let's see.
Leave me alone. I'm coding.
I got one on Tuesday, October 21st, sent at 3:19 a.m.
Yeah, that's probably it.
3:19 a.m. That's crazy.
I'm a bit of a night owl, so.
Now, I just want to know, is that my 3:19 a.m. or is that your 3:19 a.m.?
That's probably yours.
Okay, so that's only midnight then for you.
1. Because I'm
right, you're not California.
Mountain time right now.
You're mountain. Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm like, was I in California? My time zones change quite a bit. So.
Oh wow. Okay. Well.
Okay, so at least I know it went out. Okay. Okay, thank you guys.
No problem.
For confirming, I was like, because I blind carbon copied everybody, so everyone wouldn't have everyone else's emails, and so I was like, well, maybe that did something weird. So I'm glad.
And Patty.
Other thing,
yes.
Other thing is since we talked about it last week, non-bio parent testing is going well. I got quite a few people tested, so that started last weekend. Like I started emailing people, and I've gotten a lot of feedback. So thank you guys.
Did you see the feedback that I had sent about them showing up as half instead of?
Yeah. So it's like I'm writing like a big
Yeah.
summary of all the feedback so far, so we can figure out how to improve things.
Right.
While also trying to test all the weird stuff like data validation, which gets kind of weird when there's a bunch of different relationships.
Sure.
So yeah, we're still aiming to have that launched about the end of the month.
Ooh, very exciting.
Yeah, that's all I can think about.
That sounds like enough. Yeah.
So I guess then we'll talk about tree apps next.
Okay.
There weren't any updates other than biocheck stuff, which Kay can talk about.
Excellent.
So Kay, if you want to talk about your biocheck updates.
Okay, so you want the whole thing. The biocheck that went in to tree apps is the same as the app is the same as what's in WBE.
Yes.
So just a few things that have been hanging around on the enhancement list for a long time. So I don't remember who they came from. But it's more picky. And thank you, everyone. You're testing it now. It's in WBE preview already. And the app is out there. Do you want me to share my screen and show you a couple of things I did?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That must be somewhere down here. I failed kindergarten, so I have to find out where it shows me to share screen. Share screen. Okay, are you seeing my whole screen now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So biocheck
There we go.
got a little bit more picky on sources. It's already been picky on saying a ref goes in the biography. It doesn't go in, so it goes in the biography text section. It does not go in research notes. Biocheck has never considered anything in research notes as a source.
Right.
And there's some alternative sourcing methods which many of you might know about or be familiar with. And now those are going to pretty much show up as non-sources. One of the things that biocheck is now doing is checking for span tag. Basically, it's saying if it's not in the list of recommended tags, it's going to report an issue about it. So I don't know if I have one right here, but another thing it's doing is what it did for this poor Joseph, who had a first name for a last name. Where'd he go? I don't see him. Anyway, if we look at Joseph, we'll see he has birth and death locations, and he's marked as unsourced. We've seen in the past, if you mark a profile as unsourced, somebody's going to notice that, especially if you put a location on. So the change now is if it has a location, but it's not in the research note box, it'll note that. Make sense? So if I go down here and I see, what you going to show me your biocheck results? I guess it's not going to show me. Oh well.
Oh no.
We won't do it that way. What we'll do is, if you got biocheck, but you don't have it in WBE to run the check, here's a quick way to check. You take the ID
Mm-hmm.
and you put it in, to check the profile with 0 and 0.
The zeros, yeah.
And so we can do that with Dorothy. Let's see what we got with Dorothy. Dorothy has no locations. Okay. But it should at least say England. John. Same thing. So we got Joseph, we got John. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Karash is how I would guess.
My stepfather probably could have told me how to pronounce that. He has an inline ref named ref 0 that is defined more than once. What that means is that if I look at ref 0, it actually has the source defined here. And if I find it again, it's referenced. Oh, and here it's defined again.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not a problem as long as they're all the same thing, but it's the Department of Inconsistency Department.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like that came from a GEDCOM import.
Oh, it might have. And it might have been autobioed afterwards. Don't know. Cloud has some that it didn't find the citation. In other words, it found it used, but not with the source. So is this Cloud? Where's Cloud? Here's Cloud. We'll look at now. And so one of the ones was 10app. And if I look for PennApp, see, that's just referencing the birth, but not the source that provides it or death. Well, that's basically the source is down underneath sources.
Right.
In a ref, not in the biography. And I don't know if there's a references tag or not. It's got a references tag, but they're following those. So somebody's trying to say, I don't like dealing with these ref. It makes it confusing for me. And the solution makes it not fit with what the help says to do.
Right.
And that starts to matter more when we start to share ancestors, because that's why we have the guidelines for things all being this consistent and the same. I think Alice may have the same thing. If we look at, it's under research notes. I can tell just by looking at it. So that might be source details or something that should go in a subsection under the biography, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one. I often use refs in research notes because if you're saying there's this other record that might be related to him, and I put it in research notes.
That's perfectly fine. However,
hopefully that's not the only source on the whole page, though, right?
If we go look at biography,
your thought?
Help. The research notes are information about your research, not stuff about the person's life. So as you're researching that person, you put stuff in there.
Which could include citations, right?
Yeah, and you can do it as a ref. I do it all the time.
Yeah,
I'm building a new profile. I'm getting together the list of kids.
Right.
And say, well, okay, there's the source for the kid. There's the source for the kid. But I'll put it on the research notes until I'm done.
Right.
And it usually goes to the kid.
Yeah. The trick is to remember then to clean it once you've accumulated all this stuff for these future profiles you're going to create, to remember to clean it out once you've created the profiles over there.
Well, hey, I'm here to help.
Yeah, that's
I'm here
right.
to help.
But yeah, I do that too. I use the research notes to gather citations for extra people who are connected. Yeah.
This is the same. This is finding a ref that has no citation because they're under research notes. If the heading research notes was taken out of there, it would probably be fine because somebody's transcribed the sources there. So that would work. Let's see what we got for this guy. I had to look at a lot of these to figure out if this is kind of a lot of what I had to do for testing is why is it reporting that? Why is that reporting that?
Mm-hmm.
This one is real good giveaway because it's using a span class hidden, which is not recommended.
No.
And what it's doing is it's putting all of the citations into this class hidden up here.
Oh.
It's been discussed. Some people really want to do it. It's been shot down, but it's still out there.
Huh.
Okay, this is
interesting.
I think this is just he needs. So when you go in and expand the location for PA, if you don't add a source, then you want to add the location to the unsourced research note box.
Can you just show the research box?
This.
Okay.
What you want to do is say.
So is it just space between the word unsourced and the location, or what is it?
Yeah, you want to give it a location of some type.
Oh, so there is a vertical bar between the two.
Yes. Let me go back here and now we can double check this guy. Yeah, the easiest way to do this might be, I got several ways to get you there, but
right.
If I go here and select him and I go somewhere. There it is. There it is. I knew that somewhere, if you use WBE, you put on a template, you got a link to the template that told you how to format it.
Right.
And you can put 2 locations in.
Oh, okay.
So here's somebody who was probably born in England and died in Australia. It might have been the other way around, but you can put up to 2 locations.
Nice.
Okay, so he's gone. That's Redland. Redland, I think, had another. Define more than once. So if we look for stone, we'll see he was a stone worker. There was a guy named Redland that was from Buxton, Maine, that wrote a lot about there. So there it's defined in his profession as a stonemason. And that even shows up as a suggestion. That's good. So if I had this, there it is twice. If I had tested that, now it's working, that it's showing up here. So this one could be just the second reference to it. And that's, I fixed that and I did a formatting change. Does anybody have any questions before I stop sharing my screen?
I have one. Are you looking for testers to test this out? Like your new.
Where am I looking for testers?
Like, are you looking for any testers to help you with any of this?
I would just say it's out there. This, other than the processing of the ref tags, there weren't a lot of changes. Everybody should test this as you work on WikiTree. Use WBE, move your mouse button over the save draft to run biocheck before you save the profile. If there's something that looks weird, then look at it and ask me about it. If you do want to just do some testing on it, this is what I tend to do, is I tend to go to random and I'll go look at, just pick profiles at random and see what's reported and look at the profiles and see what looks strange or what looks like maybe that's not a problem. So the most common one you're going to see, other than the lines between references, which is probably a GEDCOM import, is the lack of a references tag. So, but test as you go, test as you're working on your own people, or run biocheck for your watch list or for something you want to search for, challenges that you're working on, or just if you want to test random stuff or find random rabbit holes, you can spend hours. You can spend hours using check random. I did check random for Sorthathon. I got through the first 1,000. That was it. Because I went down the families. And so I only had to do one check. There's probably a, yes. GEDCOM import. After you run it a bit, you can tell what kinds of things are things that you're going to see. A lot of missing references tags. A lot of missing references tags. That's all I can say. Right now, this X. I flunked kindergarten because I needed the words. This X must stop screen sharing. It did.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay.
Nice.
And then these changes are in your biocheck app, browser extension, and then you did make a PR for Tree Apps, although I have not made it live yet. So
yeah,
but
because it's the same code in all three places.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, some of the Tree Apps, such as the CC7 report, you can check profiles with biocheck.
Fan chart, yes.
Okay. The next thing we will talk about is the WikiTree browser extension. There are some new features that Sandy is going to show off next week. She couldn't make it today, but she asked if I can hold off so she can show them off, because I think they were more features that she had requested that Ian made for her. But they're useful for everyone. So yeah, look for that next week. But I am going to show off the feature that Elaine Marsden did with some help from Ian. So that, let me share my screen. I should have tested this before. Window, this one. Okay, is that big enough for you guys to see not only the title, the name on the top, but the one in the data box, or should I make it a little bit bigger? Maybe?
If you made the one in the data box a little bit bigger, that'd be great.
Okay.
I can, because it's a little hard to tell whether those are different. I can't focus on the characters, or are they actually a different alphabet?
Is that a bit better?
That's better. Yeah.
Okay. So this feature, what it does is that for names that are in other alphabets,
Mhm.
this kind of makes the names a bit neater, because down in the data section especially, they can get really messy if you have different ways of writing the name. So can you see the browser extension pop up at all? Like when I clicked on
I see on the top left it says enhanced by the WikiTree browser extension.
Oh no, the pop-up's not showing up. Well,
Yeah.
so if you have the WikiTree browser extension, you can click on the little icon at the top, and the settings will pop up. And so this setting, oh, I have to share the whole screen.
Yeah, you would.
Okay, let me try that without making
Giving
it
too
kind of
much away.
crazy. Let's see. Entire screen. Yeah, I was hoping not to have to share the whole screen, so I could also like check on the video thing without it being like an infinite video.
That's where two screens comes in handy.
So now I can't see what I'm sharing except for this page. So hopefully, can you see the pop-up now?
Yep.
Okay. So if you type in name at the top where there's the search thing, there's this new feature called reorder names. So first I'm going to show you what the profile looks before it's turned on. So this is a profile with a Hebrew name. I don't know Hebrew, but if you look down here, it's pretty, the name is pretty messy. So if you enable the feature and refresh, you can see down here that now the name is separated into different, or it's kind of separated into the different types of ways to write it. So it's a lot cleaner. So that's for Hebrew. And so I'm going to turn it off again so I can show you a Japanese one. So this is a profile in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
You can see down here, there's kanji, there's hiragana, and there's the Romanized script. And so if you turn on the reorder names feature and refresh the page, now it just has the name in kanji, although it flips the names because in Japanese, the last name comes first.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also puts the hiragana reading next to it. And it totally and then down here, it's the Latin version. Yeah, so that makes it a bit nicer. Now,
is Hashiro Aritomi, is that first name, last name order?
This is first name, last name order. This is last name, first name order.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know if you can see my mouse. So
yeah,
last name, first name. And that's also why like the first name here, which is the surname, is highlighted.
Right.
So yeah, I'll turn that off again and then refresh the page so you can see the difference again.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it makes it
much clearer.
Yeah. And then it also works for Korean. So here's I don't know Korean, so but I know there's Hangul script and then Romanized script, and I'm guessing Chinese-based characters. And so I will turn on the name thing again and refresh. And that also makes it a bit nicer. I know it also works for Chinese. I don't
Mhm.
have any examples of that because I don't really know any Chinese. So I wasn't sure what would be a good example.
Mhm.
So I know it works for Hebrew, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean right now. I'm assuming that other languages will be added. So like if you, I think Elaine was maybe working on Arabic, but there was an issue with the way that the script was shown, like because it's right to left. So it was like doing some weird things.
Yes.
But I believe she's planning on adding different or other languages as well. So if you have examples of other languages you would like to see in this feature, let her know so they can be added. So that was the new feature that she added with some help from Ian.
Nice.
Were there any questions about it?
There was a question from Steve that crashed Kay's browser.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to answer it. WB has a solution that will work for all sorts of things, missing biography headings and references and sources headings. See also, it's an auto text expander feature. I forget exactly what it's called, but if you're a touch typist like me and you want to be able to put that in there by just typing a couple of characters, it's a great thing. I have one set up for county because I put county in states in the United States locations to distinguish them. So it's in WB, but since I just closed all my browser windows, I forget what feature it is. If you search for text or if you search for expand, you should find that feature.
Still have it open. So text expander.
Yes.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
That is
it's under the global setting. So
adding that search feature inside WBE has to be one of the best things ever.
Yeah. Because I know there's over like 100 different features, and some of those have sub features.
Some features, yeah.
So yes, it definitely is very helpful.
Yeah. Kudos for that.
I think that might have been added last year during Hacktober.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah. No, it's been there for a while. I'm just saying that it is such a useful feature, and sometimes I forget because I'm searching through and I think, oh, wait a second, I can just search for a keyword and it'll pop up.
Yes, I can't remember who added that, but thank you to whoever it was. Okay, so I think that's it for tree apps and the browser extension. So Rob, do you have any updates about Sorcerer?
Yeah, I could show a couple of new sites that have been added. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Oh, and we lost him. He shared a screen out of existence.
Okay.
Okay.
So
he will come back shortly. I'm sure. Oh,
yeah,
there
he's back.
The button.
Wrong button.
Share screens actually leave the studio. So.
Yes, that's right. The arrow's going in the wrong direction for sharing.
I'm just telling our DNS server, that's all.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let me say entire screen, share. Okay, can you see my screen?
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is this is the list I've shown before. Things people are working on, but a few of them are actually done now. So here's one that Real has implemented for South African graves. It's interesting that every new site that we want to add has different features. Yeah, you have to do different things. But this one you can create
an a beautiful gravestone.
Yeah,
what a wonderful demo.
Yeah. So this one, they'll extract the names and dates, and you can build a citation, or you can search elsewhere using those names and dates. On this particular site, the grave can have multiple names on it, and it's different from like Find a Grave would have a different memorial page for each name, but in this one, that they're together. So it's using this feature of Sourcer with a little yellow thing at the top saying there's 2 people in this record. Which one do you want to create a citation for or search for? So you can select, say, Emma, and then build a narrative, and if you then edit that citation, it'll be a narrative and a citation for Emma with a death, date, and age and location. So those ones there are actually pages that you can cite, which is nicer than some sites. So Real also worked on South African BDM, but there aren't individual pages for that. So I'm trying to do a search. Let me show all the search sites. It should be under E. Yeah. This is the South African Genealogical Society, I think. So if we search baptisms, it'll come up for some people here. So Real's added a thing where you can select one of the search results, and then you can create a citation from there. And he actually went an extra step and said you can create a citation from the point of view of the father, or like, so if you did that, and then you'd be able to create a citation that said Erasmus's child, Engler was baptized. So that's the ones Real has been working on. This one here, Rick Peterson's finished I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's the
Portail Archive das.
Yeah, it's actually Bass Rhine is the whole area, the site, which I guess is an area of France.
In between France and Germany, they were fighting over it back and forth.
So this one's interesting because it's really just pages of doc. It doesn't have people's names or anything. So if you for some reason it's not working on that one. I must have messed something up. Last time I tried it was working, but there must be some step I'm missing.
It looks like that might be a heading page or a chapter entry or whatever. If you go to the next page, are there more? See, that looks like more of a baptismal entry or something like that. No?
Yeah, I tested this before and it was working. I'm probably using the wrong URL in some way. But it is a little, it's one of those ones where it's more like an image. So you can't search from here. It can't create narratives, but it will create a citation for the page. Another one is this. This is I forget who's working on this one. This is Felicity. She's in Australia. She's started work on the Victorian assisted passenger lists, which is another interesting site in that when you search. Oh, did I accidentally close that page? Maybe. Oh no, it's down here. The search results show you particular people, like their name and when they arrived, but then so that you kind of want some of the information from that page. Like I'm creating a citation for John Smith, but then more of the information is on this page, which is the ship manifest. So you probably want some of this information in the citation as well. So she's working out how she can create do you create a citation from this page and somehow it remembers which person you were looking at on the other page, or do you create a citation from the index page? and back here, and then it goes and fetches the other page to get the information. So that one has some challenges. Lucas has been doing a lot of work on German sites. So the latest one he's working on is the Arolsen archives, which seems to be to do with prisoner records. So he's working on that one. And Steve is working on the Welsh newspapers one. It's been on our list to do for quite a while. So that's has a search, but the search depends on the AI generated transcription, so it doesn't always work great. And then there's questions with this one of like, do you use permalinks to cite it, or this link up here? And one other feature, last thing, was Real actually added this whole new feature to Sourcer for developers, where we have all these test cases for each site. You can add as many unit tests as you like for the site, and it saves all the generated citations off as JSON files, so you can compare. There's regression testing. If you make any changes, you can see if it changed the citation. But if you're just looking at these JSON files to try and work out what the citation looks like, it was going to look like when it's on a WikiTree profile, it's not that great. So what Real added was you could add a thing like you could select a particular site and it'll show you all the unit tests, but it'll show you all the tests output in the format it would look on WikiTree. So nice. It's a lot nicer to look. So actually in this, you can look through any site that's in Sourcer, and you can see you can pick particular test cases. So you could say this one, this, and then the test cases can use different options. So testing it with saying, do you want your data string to be this format, or no data string, or a list like this? But that's just a very convenient way for browsing all the unit tests.
How do you get to that tester?
It's documented in the script. It's actually using, I'm blanking on the name now. Let me see. So under the WikiTree source of docs, there's in the dev notes, there's a thing here about using the unit tests. And I think I mentioned that down here. Oh yeah, it's a PHP script. So you actually run PHP in a terminal, and then you just go to this address. If you're running PHP in the WikiTree source folder, then it will automatically find this PHP script, and it's basically treating your machine as a web server, and will browse all the unit tests and present them like this.
Nice. Yeah, because I still am planning on finishing the genealogy bank one. I haven't done too much with testing yet. So. Yeah,
this is the sort of thing that it's great to have other people contributing, as I really had no clue what PHP was. So Real knows more about this back end, the type stuff. So yeah, I think that's everything I have for now. I did check in with some other people. They're still working on things. So we have, and it sounds like Jamie had a few more people register. So I'm sure people are working away in the background that I don't know about.
Yeah. The two people that registered within the past few days, like specifically mentioned wanting to work on Sourcer. So
okay,
there's some people.
That's great. Nice. So I guess I will share what's happening in my neck of the woods. And let me see. I'll just do a quick update. So Mystery Box, last week we had Ambar who joined us, and she talked about the work that she was doing to help me out. And she was very excited because she got the current streak that algorithm fixed, and so it's working properly. So what she's been working on this week is now taking taking my 6,000 line program, or how many lines did she say it was? It was too many lines, anyways, thousands of lines, and we're breaking it up. Well, I say we, but she is breaking it up into bite-sized pieces. And we did that first, and then on very next day, and then nothing worked. So we thought, well, maybe we were a little overzealous. So now she's going through it bit by bit. So she's continuing to do the great work that she was showing off last week, and we're eventually going to get it so that it's on the live version of the Mystery Box app. You'll see I haven't actually done any mystery boxes, so I have no streaks to speak of. I have a 0 current solving streak, so I can't show you that. But one of the other things that, if we go to the challenge stats, if you choose a box that is over a month old, if a box is marked as active, but it's over a month old, and you haven't done a box today, you can actually adopt that box, because presumably the person who picked it, it was over a month ago and they've forgotten about it. So it's just like hanging out there, those profiles that haven't been loved or anything done to them. So you can adopt a box that's too old. Now, this one was done on the 22nd, so it should show what I should see in a. Oh no, I've got an active box. That's why I don't see the adopt me, because I've got an active box on the go. But anyways, that's one of the things she's also working. She mentioned that there was something wonky about that. I think I was a little too freewheeling and allowing people to adopt a box even if they've finished one for today. So she's noting a whole number of flaws in my logic, or lack thereof. So that's great news. The other person who is working, I'd say with me, I've given her a very little direction, but she's taken it and run with it. And that is Lisa, who's here in the chat. And look at this massive free space page she's put together with, she's added, this week, she's added screenshots to help you out. And this is all for the Ancestor Webs app, which may get partly rewritten now with the new Get Connections API. Who knows? And I was trying to think of different ways of using the new Get Connections to make this a little more efficient, because right now it's not as efficient as it could be, because it has to go out to get a full pedigree of each of the 2 different people. But if I can use the API to say, this is person A, person B, give me all of their common ancestors and all the paths of those ancestors, then that would be great. So anyways, great work, Lisa. She said she's not done yet. She's got to this point here about the subject. So this is a section that Murray had added when he did the free space page to help out with for the fan chart help document. And we chose all Canadian subjects for our examples, and she's done the same here. We talked a bit about that. So we're sticking, because we're all Canadians. Lisa's Canadian, I'm Canadian. We're choosing Canadian subjects. So, American, South African programmers can use American or South African profiles if they want to demo their. I just thought we would do that. So we're using, but they're fairly well known. Pierre Elliott Trudeau was our former prime minister, the father of our most recent prime minister, Justin Trudeau. You may have heard of him. Celine Dion, Shania Twain, you may have heard of them as well. So they're Canadian, but they're really citizens of the world. So, but what is exciting is the app that I've been working on this month in the little bit of free time that I have, along with Mags Golden, is now, I believe I've got enough of the kinks worked out that I'm not super embarrassed to share it with other people and have some beta testers test it out. So if you've already given me your name or emailed me or saying that you're interested in testing this out, then that's great. Because what Megs and I are going to do is we're going to sort of start with a small group, and then we're going to slowly expand that group out of testers. So
Greg?
Yes?
Would you like me to send an email out to the Hacktoberfest testers?
Eventually, for the first few days, I think we're gonna sort of pick and choose some of the people that we have worked with before, and we know have got sort of projects like this, so that
Yeah, I'm just trying to find things for the people that registered to
I
test.
do know. I understand.
I feel like they haven't had that much to do this year.
Oh, I know. Okay. Well, give us a few days to
Okay.
get some to do some more alpha test, like get some new people, but doing some gentle testing or testing out things. Oh, this is just won't work yet. So you can see we've put in a whole. I've got a whole bunch of test data here, but I'll show off the WIM-DUG-Y study. So. I've demonstrated this before, but I don't know if did I demonstrate this in the first week of Hacktoberfest? I'm not sure if I did or if I just talked about it. But basically, the idea of this is that we lost someone. Oh, and they're back. I'll just go up here. So the idea, this app is used to basically to organize your DNA matches, and specifically if you're it's best if you have a specific research question in mind, or if you've got a whole study of a certain thing. So for this is my William Douglas Y DNA study, and the reason why it says WIM-DUG-Y or William Doug Y is because I was testing out the edit settings functions. I just wanted to make sure that they work, and now let me put it back to what it should be called. And if I update that, and if it still works properly, it's now going to be called William Douglas, the William Douglas Y DNA study. Yay, it worked good. And so for you assemble who your testers are. So I've got 4 testers there. One you might suspect is not really a Douglas relative, but just someone I knew that I added. So I could test to see, because I know I'm connected to him, but not through the Douglas line. You can add multiple ancestors. I added a whole pile of ancestors. The one who I'm really interested in is this William Douglas here, but I added some more so I could test out. So this one is not, I added more people so I could test out how the drawing of the connections all work and whatnot. And then you can explore various pedigrees. You can explore my pedigree, choosing full names and dates if you wanted to, or any of the other testers. And you can also show how all of the shared ancestors connect to all of the DNA testers. So currently, only 2 of the testers actually are related to the shared ancestors that I had chosen because I was playing around with things. So, but the big, and then here's let's see if I go here. There's sort of the matrix of the actual DNA tests that I've got so far recorded in here. But the real power is this final view here where you see the tree, how all of the shared ancestors trickle down and are connected or linked to the testers. And then the power of this is how each of the connectors, that the interconnection between the DNA, the matches and the tests. So you can see Frederick and I share 312 centimorgans, and we're only 1 genetic distance apart with our Y DNA test. And if I click on that, you can see the connection between us. And so what's nice is that the Y DNA and the autosomal DNA both sort of validate the fact that we're connected, and that we're connected as closely as suggested. So that's kind of neat. And when you've got a number of them who are all from the same sort of study, this will help you visualize quickly how people are connected, genealogically from the top part, but also DNA-wise from the bottom part of the chart. And the discrepancies should jump out at you, or be a little easier to see because you've got both sets of data. And for people who don't have these tests, you can figure out, or you can at least estimate what you think the results should be. And then by getting those tests and comparing them, you can, confirm or deny the validity of the genealogy trail that you've got. So it'll be a very exciting tool to use. But there's so many moving parts. We definitely need many testers, people with different types of research projects, like a Y-DNA research study or a mitochondrial one are obvious ones, but you could certainly use it for autosomal testing and sharing that way. We will need testers. We're going to start out with a smaller group of beta testers, and then we will invite others who have expressed interest. So let me know. And Patty, just in case you, one of the things I've got here is you can add people to be users who can be administrators or contributors. I already got Patty down to be, since he did so much work on the Douglas family for me, I thought, I'd like to have him as a second pair of eyes, at some point. So, and anyone else who's interested, that's about it. So that's what I've been doing in between grandchildren and naps and music and church and funerals and weddings and all these other things. Yeah. Any questions?
I don't see any questions
Okay.
in the chat.
Okay. So yeah. So send me an email if you are interested in being added to that list, and Mags and I will get back to you and whatnot.
I think that's all we had planned to talk about today. So are there any questions from anyone about Hacktoberfest in general that need to be answered? Or
Amanda got lost. That's not surprising. It is a very complex app. And so when we do invite people on board, we are actually going to have a Zoom session. So we're going to take you through sort of step by step, so you can build a little project and get a sense of how it all fits together. So,
yeah, I still get confused about DNA stuff too.
It can be. It's fun.
Yeah, I did actually get a mitochondrial test from Family Tree DNA this week because it was on like super sale. Like,
Oh, nice.
An autosomal transfer was an additional $20 off the sale price.
Oh, wow.
So I got one. So I have it like sitting next to me right now. I just need to like remember that when I'm down here, like to not eat or drink something.
Yes, that's right. Because you have to wait half an hour, right?
Or like swab my mouth. Forgetting, and it's like
you're 50% Coke. No, that's not likely. Or whatever. That's exciting. I had a mitochondrial DNA match show up. I got an email, saying that you've got a new match. And I've had mitochondrial matches before, but they've been so distant, and they haven't shared any autosomal DNA. So it's so far back in France that there's been no hope of me finding it. But this one, I don't think he did a mitochondrial test, but not a autosomal one. Or if he does, I don't think we have any autosomal in common. But he had a French last name, and he had enough of a tree that I was able to find where his great grandparents were in Quebec. So I was able to go out, add them and connect them to the global tree on WikiTree. So now I know exactly how we're connected. So it turns out,
and adding people to WikiTree can also show it on Family Tree DNA now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's even better, right? So it turns out we were sixth cousins or something like that, which is a little further back than the estimate of how we should be related on Family Tree DNA Finder, but whatever. So that was exciting, and it validates the line that I thought I should be on, because it does match up.
Yeah, I have a lot of I probably will have a mitochondrial match just because that line is Mormon and a lot of LDS people like genealogy.
Yeah.
Where it's like on my dad's Y line, like it's Norwegian, and the only other person on his big Y is at like 500 CE. Like it's far back. Although that was closer than it was originally, where it was still in BC. So
okay, well, there we go. It's going on the right side of that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we do have a question.
Oh yes, that's an excellent question, Lisa. So when you in the app, there's a setting that allows you to just determine how names are going to be displayed. So as the administrator and the owner of the project, you would see all the names, and presumably anyone who you've invited to join you would see all the names as well. Or anyone who's agreed to be part of that would allow you to see their names, right? But anyone else who joins on, any other collaborators or viewers that you invite to the project, they would only, it would, their privacy you can change. So I've got, you could either restrict it to first names or last names only, or just initials, or just the word living. And so if you don't have permission to see them, you'll just see that. You'll see the test results so that you can compare them and make sense of the relationships, but not their names. So you know, if that is private. So yeah, so we've got ways of dealing with that.
You can go, Rob.
I'm kind of a newbie on DNA as well, but does that mean that they do have to have a profile on WikiTree?
So the way I've built it is the shared ancestors have to have a profile on WikiTree, and any administrator, any user who wants to be a collaborator has to have a profile on WikiTree and a WikiTree login, because it is in the WikiTree apps. It's on the apps.wikitree server right now.
But if you find a DNA match through Family Tree DNA and you want to put them into the study, but that person doesn't have a profile on WikiTree, are you able to do that?
Yeah, so you would add them as a tester. You'd fill out the link to, I can share again. If I want to add a tester, I just hit the add button up here. And if they're a WikiTree member, it's very easy. I just have to put in Waldron. I can't remember what is. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, but I know that's not it. I just have to put in the code, and then it'll automatically connect. And if my permission to view, if your profile is open enough that I can view it normally on WikiTree, then I would see it here. But if not, it would just come back as private person. But if they're not on WikiTree, then you have to fill in all this information. But again, if they are living, then all of that information will be private from other users, and only the owner or the administrators who have access to that will see their full details.
Similar question.
Yeah.
The person is living.
Yeah.
Vicky's living.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents are still living. She's not a WikiTree member. With her permission from her grandparents on,
Mm-hmm.
and put her on the tree so we could see our relationships. So that would be an issue where convince this person who's interested in researching it to sign up for WikiTree, at least so she can create an account for her parents who are not able to handle email, that special case. Because we've got 2 generations living.
Yeah. So what I've done, so Frederick, who is a cousin of mine, he is not on, he is still living. He's not a WikiTree member, but his, let's see, his father has passed. Actually, both his parents are passed. But it's his father, the Douglas line, that I'm interested in. So for people who are not WikiTree members, when you go to edit their profile after it's first been created, it'll give you this generic pedigree chart. Mm-hmm. And I can click, if I click on mother, then I can put in the WikiTree ID for his mother, and then it will add that. So it'll basically build his pedigree. Now, if I just put in, say, this great grandfather, say none of these other people are on WikiTree, but this individual is, I could put something in here, and then it'll build him out. Yeah, I'll just do something. Why does my caps lock always want to go on? I'll do that. And now, so it'll add that great grandfather, and then from the pedigree from that person on, and then in between, it just says private and private. So you can add matches, And as long as eventually you get to an ancestor that's on WikiTree, then it will connect. It'll connect the dots.
Okay.
So that's one way. So that's two ways of dealing with the privacy.
Kind of like the confirmation app, same thing.
Exactly. And actually, I showed this on tech. Oh, this is a good thing. I'm glad you asked that, because that leads me to something else that we have to talk about. I showed this at the last Tech Talk Monday night at the end of September, and Murray suggested that I change the way the DNA confirmation app works for aliases to use the sort of this format, because it's a little more intuitive. Or he thought it was a little more intuitive. Like, you put if the alias is down here, and then you say, okay, which one of the grand ancestors is on WikiTree, and then you just have to click on the one and put in their WikiTree ID, and then it would fill in the rest. I think that does actually make kind of sense. But that reminds me that this coming Monday would be the last Monday of October, where we normally have a Tech Talk Zoom at 6 o'clock on Monday night, Eastern Daylight Time. But we decided in September that because of everything else that's going on in October with Hacktoberfest, and then the run up to WikiTree week, the week after, that we are going to pass on the Tech Talk Monday night Zoom for October, because we've had so many techie Thursdays. So just want to remind people of that. But we will be back here next Thursday. And any other questions? It was cool, Judy, yes, to connect to some French cousins. So if there is no other, there are no other questions, Jamie, do you have anything else to add?
Nope, I don't see any other questions, and my brain is empty, so I don't have anything else to
There
add.
we go. Well, it's getting close to lunch for you, I think. Great. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Kay. Any last words?
No, that was interesting about that DNA test thing.
Good.
Makes me think I need to go back and look more at my DNA connections.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool
puzzle. Trees for Dave's ancestors.
Oh yeah, there we go. Excellent. Yeah, and if you haven't already, don't forget to register for WikiTree Week. There's a link to the post. Azure, thank you for posting that. It's not too late to register, and if you register, the advantage is that there are prizes that'll be given out. So if you register, then you'll be eligible for some prizes. So that's always fun, winning prizes. Lots of stuff going on, lots of different panels. There is a tech panel, and there is an official Hacktoberfest wrap-up, which is 2:30. I think it's a Thursday. So we'll have the final details. We'll have the details for that at next week's Hacktoberfest Thursday. So see you all. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks to my fellow co-hosts. Have a great day.